Welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show, and it's a big Friday, Schlegs. It's an exciting Friday. Everybody's juiced up, ready to go. We got a big show for you today. As promised, we have Cody Simon joining today, maybe live from the Woody Hayes. So that'll be tremendous having him in there talking about everything, his combine prep, wrapping up the season, White House visit, what he's going to be doing for the draft. We'll do all of that. So hopefully Schlegs won't ruin butcher the interview. And I'll be able to kind of weave that thing the way we want to go and make it very conversational, because that's what we're all about here, making it a fun, casual conversation. So we make sure that we're talking and having a good time together. By the way, it's Good Friday. Schlegs, are we having a good Friday?
We're having a great Friday.
Yeah.
By grace,
flying out
faith,
to Vegas. I'm flying out to Vegas to watching SmackDown tonight. We've got WrestleMania on Sunday, and it skips Saturday so we can have my little dude go see John Cena. He loves him, and it's terrible, Schlegs, when you love something that is already kind of past, like John Cena's prime in wrestling.
Yeah,
and he just sits there on YouTube and watches all his old videos. And then when he found out this was the last WrestleMania, one of my friends promised to take him, said, sure. Where is it? Vegas. Okay, that's suboptimal. When is it? Easter Sunday. That sounds even worse now, but you take him, it'll be good. Wait, no, Courtney said you can't take him without me going. So then I got pulled in to flying to Las Vegas and spending Easter there, which means I think I'm on the conveyor belt to hell. If you're going to spend Christmas or Easter in the city of sin, that's going to be a bad spot. Now, I am going to be with an 8-year-old, so that might help a little bit. I'm doing it for the kids. As Bob always says, I don't even know. Trick love the kids, Trick daddy. So Bob loves the kids. And so I love my kids as much as I can and try to give them some of the life that I only dreamed of having. And so with that, before we get to Cody Simon, he's probably not the most animated guy you're going to find. I don't know if he would have been part of this. Coming off the practice field, let's get a little context. Do coaches impersonations. And so here's the best thing. A lot of times in the NFL, they do rookie shows. And the rookie shows are usually players imitating coaches and other players, and they make all the rookies do it. It's very entertaining. And so hopefully you have a couple court jesters in there, guys who are good at imitations, can do good impersonations. And so this was a little bit of the Ohio State edition of this. These guys coming off the practice field, imitating and impersonating some of their coaches and what that all looks like.
Oh, that's bad. Caleb's beating you. Reese, Caleb's beating you. What's it? See, Miles. You got game drop, Miles.
That's not the standard. Ball security and job security. That's not the standard.
If your kid saw, look in the mirror. You saw.
I know good well you ain't gonna tell me. I know you did. What did he say? What is gonna look like? Hart, get him, Hart.
That's a good day.
Yeah, that's a good day.
Free game Friday. Yep. Free game Friday. Yep. Feelings. Got us feeling how we feeling. Every day can be someday, but every day can't be yesterday. Tomorrow is our future, because tomorrow's our future. Come on, man. What are you doing, man? Come on, man. Coach Ball, we throw some little sauce on them ribs, Coach. Coach Ball, no.
Like before mat drill or something like that, you'd be like,
we're gonna get going today, boys. We're gonna get going. Like, let me get a bull rush. Like, oh, my knee. Oh, shit.
Mickey, that's a good Mickey Roddy walk.
Yeah. Look at him. Look at him.
You're like my favorite person in the world. Like, I wish I was you sometimes. I swear to God.
That's gotta be good. You must have thought of that.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh gosh, LJ. So good. The split stance. I will say this. Ennis's of Coach Day was really good. And then Peyton Pierce's of Heartline, not Heartline, but James getting his voice locked in there. And then it was so funny. But the best thing is then you've got Carson doing like the Mick walk and then Mick walking right by. It was pretty good. I thought it was well done by those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And guys, hey, listen, we're a family. You got to make fun of each other.
You
I
gotta
make fun
laugh
of
at
my
each
kids all the
other.
time. 100%. I laugh at my kids. I laugh at my wife. They laugh at me. It's all good. That's what a family is.
That's what James always laughing. He'd always like, oh, I'm Bob, and I'd have to flip my hair like when I played. I go, now look who's flipping hair. Arvell's got his braids, and he like has to keep flipping them out of his helmet and moving them back. I'm like, yeah. Now you got a line. Now you got a player, James, that's doing that. So it's a whole nother level. But when you have, that goes to culture, and when you have everybody who works really hard, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself. You've got to understand that, hey, I'm not perfect. I do things that are ridiculous. Everybody's laughing. You see Coach Hart up there diving, doing all this. They get him, Hart. Tim Walton, does this stuff, and the guys love it, and they all enjoy it. But just because you make fun, like poke fun at it, like it's all in good fun because they know how much those guys care about them.
Yeah,
and like they have that type of relationship. If you're doing it, you're not doing it for a camera. If it's mean spirited or ill spirited, so you see that, and it's like that to me is that type of connection that these guys have.
Well, I mean, first off, when he was demonstrating Hart on how hard he went to like show how to take away space from a guy. Like Hart does that, Devin does that. Like they do those type of things on the reg, and they're just like, man, that is different. Like, and of course, Larry's going to do what Larry does. And Mick, I'm surprised he didn't go up to the board, like have the imaginary board.
Yeah,
because like that's in the weight room thing. But him kind of mimicking his walk and like how he walks around and does his things was absolutely perfect.
We are a culture of toughness. I can just start getting into his diatribe. It's not for everybody, but Mick is good at all that. And he knows, like when guys have a good relationship and they see you all the time, they're going to impersonate you and they're going to make fun of you. Like we did this when I was in high school, and I'll never forget, like one of the guys took my dad, one of them took the other coach, and they had their little runs and they'd have their stances. And my dad used to sit back and always chew gum and he'd just pop his leg. And my buddy's just doing that the whole time during it. And like in high school, it's a little weird because they're younger, you're significantly younger, but even in college, like it was good to see that. And that warmed my heart a lot as far as those guys being able to do that and kind of lean on into it, Schlegs, because that was big. Before we get to Cody Simon, I want to talk about this. We talked a lot about Will Howard and what he's doing. So let's throw up the quarterback rankings for the draft class. That's via Sports Illustrated. And talking about where people are seeing Will and what that ultimately kind of looks like. Because I think that there might be a little bit of a disassociation with maybe where the media perceives Will to be going and maybe where he might go. I think he's probably going to go in the second, maybe in the first round. And so as we get through that, they've got him seventh and sitting there. So let's scroll through this and see sixth. Like you see, I believe Quinn Ewers is at 6 coming out of Texas. Now Quinn Ewers was supposed to be the guy sitting there at number 5 or in the top 10. Everyone thought that he was one of the big time dudes coming out. You had Tyler Show from Louisville. Scroll through to number 4, and you start thinking like, okay, Jackson Dart at Ole Miss. People are going to love his attributes, Schlegs, all the physical ability he has. He's got loads of it. He's really, really talented. But you go watch some of his decision making and throws, not great. Made some bad choices. Let's keep scrolling forward with this. Jalen Milroe can throw the ball really, or can run really well. Streaky as a passer at times. Phenomenal athlete. And maybe your people are thinking that he can end up being Hurts. And like that's where maybe their mindset goes is we can teach this guy to throw and process a little better, build an offense around him. And then you start getting to the top 2 with Shedeur Sanders being number 2 and Cam Ward being the presumptive number 1 overall pick, which going to Miami last year, Cam Ward, people didn't even think he was like draftable in the first 3 rounds, maybe not at all. And so like that's the glow up that you can ultimately have. But when you see all that stuff happen, Schlegs, what are your thoughts kind of with that of Will being ranked 7th, despite the fact that his last like 6-7 games are pretty darn good?
Yeah, I'm going to go like this. One, Cam Ward, we talked about it with Richard Bender about how he went to, oh my gosh, he just escaped me. The school starts with I down in Houston. Anyways, it was like, FBS or whatever, FCS, I don't know.
Immaculate.
It's not immaculate reception because that's where my
No.
incarnate
Incarnate
word.
Word.
Incarnate word. Okay. And then he went to, I believe, Texas State. Then he went, Oregon State. And then he went to, again, a guy that was like no star guy, like came out, worked his way up. The transfer portal worked well for him, put him in a system where he could show his ability, and now potentially going number one to the Browns. All you Browns fans, like, how do you feel about it? Put in the chat. The next one, Shador, I understand that one as a number 2. Then really for me, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are going to be about fits and opportunity. That's what they are. Like Jalen there's going to be a certain amount of teams that are looking at him and it's like, does he fit in what we already got, or do we have to completely revamp everything to allow him to be successful? Okay, so like that's one. Like to him, like to me, a backup potentially in Baltimore could work well. Like there's more similarities of those type of teams. Where could he go that already has that mix to allow him to be successful and to grow while he matures? And where do I want to spend that draft capital on? But 4, 5, 6, and 7, it's really up in the air as to the evaluation process from those people. And then ultimately, how are they trying to get that value? And as soon as somebody starts making a run on a quarterback, you're going to see them, those guys, they're going to just 4, 5, 6, and 7, there's going to be a run, and they're just going to go get them. Where that is, I don't know. But of those, right, 4, 5, 6, and 7, I personally would rather have Will Howard. What he's done, his size, his leadership capabilities, he's older, he's won, and he developed. Like we saw what a 61% passion completion percentage can do being coached to a 73, almost 74% highest ever at The Ohio State University, and all the quarterbacks that have come before him. Like, what can he do at the next level? That intrigues me the most than all the other ones.
Absolutely. Pretty darn exciting stuff right there, Sleggs, as we're beginning to look at it. Because I think why don't we put up Will Howard, his belief in himself? Because I think this is something that's really important. And he's like, if you don't believe, have that belief in yourself, then what are you doing? And I always say, like, if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to? Like, go sell yourself, and in a positive way. And it's not an arrogance, but he has that where he wants to, I'm going to make every team who doesn't draft me regret it. I appreciate that because you've got to have that edge. And he was a guy that no one recruited out of high school where he was at. He's a Eastern PA kid, no Syracuse, no Duke, no Penn State, no UVA, Maryland, all those schools around him. He had to go to K-State. And then all of a sudden when he, doing better there, he's thinking about maybe leaving. It's like, well, maybe I'll take a swing and go to Ohio State. And he ultimately does that. Things work out for him, but you have to have that confidence. You have to have that belief in yourself. And if you do, then you have a chance at ultimately being successful. We're going to tell you about our friends over at Export. Attention parents and athletes, protect what matters most with Export mouthguards, trusted by professional athletes and designed by an NHL team dentist. Export mouthguards are scientifically tested to absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouthguards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber. They're custom 3D printed to your grill for more protection, better performance, max comfort, clear communication, so you can focus on your game, not on your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Go to exportguards.com/Bobby today. Save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most. Cody Simon, the Rose Bowl defensive MVP, the defensive MVP of the national championship game, the Block O recipient for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Captain Cody Simon coming up next. Welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. Please like, subscribe, leave your comments, questions, all of those things. We love you participating in the chat. Now we're going to welcome up in our guy, Cody Simon, fresh off a workout, grinding. He's looking nice and swole right now. Cody, just kind of diving in, man. What have the last couple of weeks been like, for you since getting done with everything and going through this whole training process?
Yeah, no, the last couple of weeks it's been a lot of weird stuff, but a lot of meetings, a lot of Zoom calls, and then just trying to work out and stay in shape for throughout all of it. So nothing too crazy, but it's just different.
Just different. Well, let's walk us through the difference. First off, Cody, we love you. You're our guy. You exemplify everything that Ohio State needs to be. Tell us about being able to we haven't talked to you. I mean, hell, we haven't even talked to you about this run, man, that you guys went on to win a national championship. From a leadership perspective, tell us your takeaways from why you guys were able to accomplish the mission and win a national championship at The Ohio State University.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is adversity, and you know, in a lot of situations, teams can fray or they can come together when they face adversity. And I think the leadership that we had on our team with all the guys who came back, all the seniors, you know, it wasn't an option for us to fray. And so we knew we had 60 days to play our best ball, to give everything we had to go and make this run. And it was the decision that we made in our team meeting to, you give everything you got for the rest of this season. And I think we all did that, and we just really just giving your heart out for your brother.
Have you had time to kind of reflect a little bit? I know you guys had the celebration. You went to the White House this week. We'll get into some of the White House stuff and everything and what that trip was like. But, if you had time to reflect, did you feel different now, like being a national champion? Has anything changed fundamentally about you?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different if you can win when you're done, like your last year. You can kind of let it all soak in a little bit more, and you appreciate all the years you've put behind you now. I've had plenty of talks with my parents and stuff just about the moments, and really just trying to understand and realize all the work you've been through. I think that's the biggest reflection I've had was just all the off seasons, all the summer trainings, all the winter workouts, fall camps. So that's all been I have to reflect upon, and I'm really proud of all the work I put in.
So you look
Yeah,
at all
absolutely.
hold on, you look at all the sacrifice you made, and it in the time maybe it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, but you know,
Uh,
does it all justify? Like, does it all make sense if you think like, hey, if I would have done this differently, if I would have done that differently, is there anything that you would have changed, or does now like the whole story fit how you think it should?
yeah, I mean, at the end of when we won, my biggest thing was everything was worth it. All the losses, everything that we've been through, it was worth being able to hoist the trophy up. And I think that's the biggest thing about um, college and NFL. It's about the process. You can't be result driven, and you got to be able to stay within yourself, even when you win or lose. Like it's about the process of doing your stuff, doing whatever you do at the highest level you can do it at. And I think I made it all worth it. You're just working as hard as you can to keep that process exactly how you want it to be to reach that result you want.
So tell us a little bit about the experience of going to the White House. You get to be there with your teammates. Um, just like the surreal moment, like, hey, I'm at the White House where the national championships. Coach Day's up there. You got the president. You got the vice president, who's also a Buckeye. Like, fill everybody in about that experience.
Yeah, no, the White House I thought was a great experience just to, be around all the history. I mean, I've only been to DC before once, and I didn't get to see any of this, what our country's built off of. And, I thought it was great to be able to see all like the paintings and, the inside of the White House. Not many people have really been in there. So I felt like it was a great honor to just be amongst all the history and all the important things that, make America America. So I thought it was a great experience.
Well, that's great, and it's unbelievable. It's a long day, what people don't
Yeah.
realize, and not even everybody got to go. I mean, you've got guys that are taking visits and things, and
Yeah.
that's what kind of stinks about it. When you're a senior, my freshman year, like you didn't have any other option. You're going because that's what the team is doing. And
Yeah.
we talked to Lathan a lot on here, and I brought this up to him, and this I'm just going to get your thoughts. Like, do you realize that the last time that the entirety of that team was together and probably will be together maybe forever for at least 10 to 15 years was the celebration in the stadium. And
Yeah.
guys, not everyone's at the spring game, not everyone's doing this, and then you guys would go your own way, and 10-year reunion guys try to come back, and by the time we got to our 20-year reunion, get some guys had passed and things, and it's a sobering prospect to think about that when you're this young. But I threw that out to Lathan. He was kind of blown, and just the bonds that you have, and now looking at this moving forward, what that looks like here for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget we're connected forever. These guys that we all went on this run with, these guys, we were all in this meeting, all almost in tears, just like laying your heart out for your brother, and like you never forget stuff like that. That will run with me for the rest of my life, and I'll lean on those kind of moments because we're so blessed to play this game and to be able to express all your emotion and with your brothers and play your heart out. I mean, there's no better feeling to be able to win something that big and hoist a big trophy.
Yeah, I love what you do, where you do it, and who you do it with. Talk to us now a little bit about your draft process. You know, you got the combine, you got pro day. I think you set yourself up for success. What is the team that embodies where Cody Simon wants to go? Because the NFL, it's all about fits and opportunity. What does that team look like? You don't have to give me a team, but like, what does that team look like that you want to go be a part of?
Yeah, I want to be a part of a team that is embracing winning. I mean, I know every team wants to win, but like you you want to be able to on a team that they want guys who are going to come in and contribute at any level and do whatever it takes to hoist a big trophy. I mean, I think that's everybody's goal to win a Super Bowl, and I want to be on a part of a team that is always striving to be a part of that and to keep pushing forward and being that best team. And I think, I mean, there's a whole bunch of teams out there. Probably every team is doing that, but someone who's they're always striving to be better, focus on the process, and I think that's a great team for me.
Hey, have you through these interviews and talking to coaches, like, are you able to then kind of decipher like what organizations are about that life and what other ones are kind of like talking out the side of their mouth that they are about that life? Have you been able to get that feel?
I wouldn't say I've gotten. It's hard to tell based off of that. I mean, I think every team is wants and they always have desires to be that championship team. I mean, every team's in different circumstances. I know that, but from the coaches I've talked to, it's still about the process. It's about putting great tape on the field, being the most accountable guy, especially as a linebacker. You have to be a leader. You have to be someone that can control and really dictate what the defense does. And so, my biggest focus is being that vocal leader, being that guy who's the coaches can trust and the coaches have no problem putting on the field at any point.
I've got another good one. We'll start talking about the combine and some different things. Cody, it's such a unique experience for him because, talking about wearing the block O, like what that meant to him when that happened. I mean, being a guy who's never started, really like as a day one starter, getting a chance to wear the block O to represent your team, like and what that goes. I want to talk to him a little bit. Like everybody's got unique combine processes and stories. We're going to hit a quick break and then we're going to come back with more Cody Simon. New York, New Jersey guy. Was it the Giants, the Jets for you? What team did you follow growing up the most?
Growing up, I was a Giants guy.
You said you're always a Giants guy. It's all right. It's all right.
Somebody called me. My fault.
That's all good. I mean, listen, one day my dad, I'm still teaching how to use his iPhone. Like he just got one with the swipe and got rid of his little buttons. So I'm hoping that you're there. Oh, the Giants GM was calling you?
No.
Okay. All right. I mean, just checking. So it was always the Giants through that whole process. I mean, I'm sure it's something like going back home. It's something that would be nice. But, you went through the whole combine. You've had meetings. You guys do Zooms, which we didn't have the option to do back when I was coming out with Schlegs. What's the most kind of unique, weird question or like conversation that you've had with coaches or GM, position coach, whatever it may have been?
The biggest thing is just like, who's who's coming with you? You bring your whole family down to wherever we're going, and I don't have full answers for that stuff. So
What do you mean bringing your whole family? What does that mean? Like,
I mean,
your
I
mom
guess
and
some
dad?
people do that. Yeah, I guess some people do
You
that. I
tell them
mean,
like your parents have like your mom has a job, your parents have jobs, like they're good,
yeah,
I mean,
they're good. I mean, living in New Jersey is kind of tough. I mean, there's always traffic, but I'm used to it. I grew up around it, so taking the train and everything, so I can work with whatever kind of commute, no matter what happens. So.
Well, I want to ask you this because I know Bobby has a great follow up question, but we see so many times now in the portal, and you had some great linebackers there that you were a part of in that linebacker room, and you waited your turn, like you talked about earlier. You trusted the process. Like, help somebody else that's out there on Cody Simon's mentality and mindset within that room to where like, man, I'm waiting my turn. I'm getting better. I'm showing value. I'm growing. And then when it's my turn, boom, you take off and you skyrocket. Tell them about that mindset that it takes for those years for you during that time.
Yeah, I mean that's what it really was all about this whole season, my whole career here. I mean, I was confident in my ability to be able to contribute here, and I knew that I could do the job. And for me, it was It was whenever I got my opportunity, I need to contribute. I have to be able to put good stuff on the field and put good tape on the field, and no matter what it was. And the reason I never really considered transfer portal or anything was I knew I was surrounded by the best of the best here. Call it what you want. We didn't win the championship every year, but at every position we have the top of the country. And I knew if I could keep working hard, I keep my head down, keep grinding, I could achieve what I wanted to achieve. And I felt like I did that. And I think it goes back to just working hard. Like every day is a grind here. Like every day I walk in the woody, I have butterflies just because you have to go put out your best because it's not good enough to not. And I think that culture around here is just so strong, and to be able to, put your best at all times. I mean, that's why I stay. That's why I love it here so much.
Was it hard? And it's interesting when you have guys who are good friends that are having a lot of success. Tommy's playing, Steele's playing. You're kind of rolling with those guys. Is it hard when you're that close to those guys to see them have that success and want to be on the field more?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough, and especially when you can contribute and you have the ability to. Um, for me, it was I need to be able to make it tough on the coaches. I want to make it hard on them to. They have to keep me on. They have to figure a way to get me on the field, and it's tough for them to not keep me on the field. So if I can contribute in any way, I mean, I was always happy for Tommy and Steele because I watched them work, I watched their grind, and I know they deserve the success that they got. And so I was my job was just to be right there with them at all times, and I knew when it was my time to go to be ready at all times.
That's the beauty of you as a human, Cody. And that's, Schleggs and I playing with AJ, and we all had different levels of success and things are happening. Like if you can't, I tell people, if you can't cheer for your teammates, man, that are your friends that are doing it the right way, then like you don't deserve whatever success that you're ultimately going to get. And that prepares you kind of for everything. Um, did it prepare you to the block O? Because I mean, that's a pretty rare thing to go from, not really playing a whole lot, trying to earn that spot to captain to really the block O, which is what embodies the Ohio State program. I mean, you went from that really within less than a year. I mean, is that something you anticipated? Did you expect that? I mean, how surprised were you when all that happened?
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating the block O, but I think what it represented was just me taking what the leadership came before me. I've been here through some of the best leaders I've ever known, Cooper, um, Tough Borland, Tommy, like Cade. Those guys are all like exemplary leaders that anyone can really follow those guys because they're so strong in their leadership. I wanted to take whatever I learned from them and make it my own, and I felt like, being able to be a part of this team and be a leader and be an old guy here is like guys would want to listen and want to be like want to follow my lead. And I felt like I did what I had to do in this offseason. And, I was honored to be able to be a block O, but you're really just trying to live up to the standard of the guys in front of you, like X and Cooper and Thayer. Like those guys are all like the top of the character guys that you want in your program. So I just wanted to live up to that.
It's phenomenal, man, because character's a choice, and you got a chance now to play for a couple years behind a guy that Schleggs I know real well, or for a guy with James Laurinaitis coming in, and what has that been like, over the last couple years with him, and how has he kind of helped develop you, maybe more so than before, and help you get to this point where you were able to play at such a high level for all those games?
Yeah, so much about playing linebacker is instinctual, and it's gray. Like, you can have a one gap, one back fit and play your A gap. That's all good and fine. But there's certain areas where like only a linebacker can really tell you how to really play. And I feel like I got a lot of that great coaching from Laurinaitis because he's done it before. You guys know, and you guys have all done it before. Like there's sometimes you don't know how you end up on the ball, but you get to the ball, and that's just a part of playing football. And I think he's had the experience, and he's also helped me with the mental side of the game, where preparation was so much. My preparation was so much better I've since he came here, and just learning to have a schedule, have a routine, have a strong like just routine of your week and how you go by watching film and practice and taking care of your body. And I think he's the best at all of it.
Yeah, how much of a role did you play in cracking Nico's helmet that led to his decision to transfer? Just wondering, asking for the people.
Did you make him
No,
crazy? Go crazy? You make him
no. See, that I don't always like that play because I didn't really bring my feet in that play, and he was running at me. But um, that whole situation is insane. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, it's college football in a nutshell now, though. But um, we it was a great day for Buckeyes that night game.
I'll ask you a better question. So besides the adversity that you talked about earlier, give me one thing that stood out from this team in 2024 and winning a national championship that you will take with you forever, whether it's playing or then in your next career in business. Like, what is that one thing that resonated with you from the 2024 Buckeyes?
You know, when we had to go on the run, I felt like, I don't want to say it was aggressiveness, but it was holding no bullets back. Like I felt like we laid everything out, and you know we had the time to prepare for it. We treated it like it was NFL playoffs. Like you had all day to get whatever you needed out and to play and practice and prepare for whatever you needed. And I felt like when you watch the games, you watch our offense, they are holding no bullets back. They're throwing deep balls, they're throwing everything. Like we're gonna lose going out swinging. And I felt like we embodied that and we learned from that throughout the season. And, I think we don't make it all the way unless we play as aggressive as possible and hold no bullets back.
All right, Cody, I'm going to ask you a couple quick ones, then we're going to let you go. I mean, you're a finance guy. You're graduated. I mean, I'm sure great GPA, so your mom won't yell at you because she's like big time up at
Yes.
Chase in New York, super finance woman herself. So what's our first purchase that we're going to make? I know you guys all got some money now, but like what are we going to splurge on and buy now that we can just do whatever and get some draft dollars?
I have no idea. I think I'll probably buy maybe a grill so I can cook out maybe. I love grilling, so that's one of the things I love doing.
Yeah, well, then you
Like
don't want
buy
to
a
live
grill?
in New York. I mean, listen, you got to have a spot to grill. Okay, you got to have a patio, like you can grill on a balcony. What are we watching now, like movie wise? What are we diving into, or shows, or whatever you're consuming?
Oh, I'm watching Severance right now, and that's just a mind freak, kind of show. But I think it's really good. I'm on the second season now, so it's getting really good now.
You a White Lotus guy too? You want dive into that?
I never liked it. We watched the first couple episodes. It was too eerie to me, a little bit too like weird.
It's definitely weird. There's people like that in the world, though. So just make sure you understand there are weirdos. When you say we, you've got a mouse in your pocket, or who's the we?
Oh no, me and my girlfriend. We watch all our shows together. I don't usually watch too much on my own.
Well, that's good. And then I guess final one, like, I mean, if you're gonna go out to dinner in Columbus, Ohio, take your girlfriend for a nice dinner. Where are we gonna go and what are we gonna get?
Ooh, nice dinner. Other than cooking, because we cook and I love Chipotle too, because I like to be cost efficient. We'll go to Costco and buy some steaks. That's probably the best date we can do is home cooking together and just making a really nice meal.
That's phenomenal, Cody. We appreciate the time, dude. I know you're over there. You got to go refuel up, get some food.
Sure.
Tell AT we said hello. Him and Higgs will get you guys swolled up. And
Yes,
man, good luck in the draft process. Lastly, where are you going back to New York, New Jersey to watch the draft? Where are you going to be?
Yeah, I'll be in Jersey to watch the draft.
All right, man. Well, tell your parents we said hello. You've done a great job, man. It's been awesome watching you. Excited to see where you land next.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Cody Simon, the Block O recipient, captain for the Ohio State Buckeyes, one of the favorites. We'll do his prospect preview coming up next. But before we get to that, Schlegs, I want to tell you about our friends over at Backer. That's BCKR. It's a brand new brand. It's phenomenal. They've got premium Buckeye jackets and hats, the best quality stuff. And so listen, there's cheaper products out there, but they're not as good. They're not going to last as long. They don't feel as great. If you're into the high quality, the fishing, the hunting, golf gear, Backer is that for you. They've got unbelievable products. It costs a little more, but I'm telling you, you're going to get the value of it on the back end. Loads of great features. When you try their stuff, you're going to love it, not want to go anywhere else. So go to backer.com. That's BCKR, backer.com. A portion of everything that you buy there goes to supporting Ohio State student athletes. It's getting back to them. So that's embedded in the cost. You want some great free expedited shipping? Use promo code Bobby, all caps, BOBBY. Again, that's Backer, BCKR.com. Prospect preview coming up next. Welcome in to our headlines, and our headlines are brought to you by our friends at Lakespur Marketing. Lakespur Marketing is a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance. The Lakespur team shields you from all the crap that you don't want to see, the outside noise, the cold calls. They let you do what you do best. Work on your business, run your business, because you can't work on it and work in it. With more than 100 years of marketing experience, Lakespur Marketing eliminates waste, delivers on time and on budget. Don't chase the clicks. They build partnerships. Lakespur Marketing, the proof is in their partners. Prospect preview, Cody Simon. Let's take a look at this guy,
Don't we
Cody
just talk
Simon.
don't we just talk to them about this guy?
See what Cody Simon's bringing to the table for everybody. I'm guessing Cody Simon, 6'2". That might be a shade high, but they measured him the combine.
okay.
Good for him. 232, big dude, stout, 23 years old, 5th-year senior. Did a great job. Hating on him, didn't even get a picture for him in the athletic. But you know what? Really talented player. Ran faster than people thought. Ran a 4.58, I want to say, on pro day. Was able to run pretty well. I thought that was good. He's got really got thickness in his legs and lower half legs. I love it when people say that about me. A thick lower half is definitely when you get done. Diagnosis keys with your eyes. He's disciplined. Do your job. Plays decisive. Straight line explosion in pursuit. Good angles around blockers. Above average patience. Good pacing on the run. Good job in delayed pressures and blitzes. Solid breakdown. Strike through tackling. Minus the Nico shot where he didn't bring his feet. How about this, Schlegs? Didn't commit a penalty in over 1,800 career defensive snaps.
That's amazing.
Ultimate team guy.
Yeah. I mean, that embodies Cody. I mean, working with him in the weight room, training him a lot. Cody was just a guy that he brought everybody to his level, and there was no like you're training with Cody today. Awesome. And CJ and him train a lot together. But even when I would like change it up because like I don't need you training the same guys, boom, just embodied it, brought somebody else, raised him to his level. He's a level up type of guy. Like that's what he wants, and he's fanatical about his craft. And he looked back at, again, he talked about James just being able to help him learn his craft better. And that's a lot of those strengths happen because he got to take what James taught him and then execute it on the field.
Yeah, and so some of the cons, I mean, people look at Cody like he's not the biggest dude in the world. He's a true off-the-ball linebacker.
Yes.
He's not going to probably give you a lot of edge value and things. Weaknesses, average length, more effective slipping blocks, maybe taking them on. He's not maybe the most sudden guy in the world, although he has good lateral quickness, can lose sight of the backfield action at times. Can be more of a nail than a hammer. That's when Nico got him. And I think that was honestly, Schlegs, more of a one-off than everything I saw. Average open field twitch. And here's the thing. Cody isn't going to be the best athlete you're going to get at linebacker. But you know what the irony is? Neither was James. And I think that's why James and him related so well.
Yes.
They do a good job of going through the process. They're always very, very prepared. And that helps make up for maybe just the natural athleticism that some guys may possess, but they take a lot of bad steps. So it doesn't really show up. That athleticism doesn't show up because they're not in position as much as they should be.
Yeah, and I think too, for him, the one thing of all those attributes, to say the weaknesses or whatever, okay, the number one thing is he just does his job. And at the NFL, when they call defenses, they expect guys to do your job. They're putting you in a position to go make plays. And the strength for Cody is that when we put him in position, he makes plays. And he also understands the nuances. And it is one of the things that wasn't on there, he ran the show. He is a great communicator. It all went through Cody Simon. And when you bring somebody in, you got to have somebody that has that type of voice to say, this is what we're doing. This is the checks that we get in. Communicate from the back end to the front end. That's what Cody does well. And he only needed 1 year to do it at Ohio State. He is a mature guy. He's going to bring a ton of value to your program. He's going to play great special teams to win for whoever gets him. Hopefully, to me, the prayer is right fit.
Yeah, if he gets in the right fit, he's a guy that can play for you on Sunday. Probably more of a 2-down backer than a 3-down guy, but he's very smart, can get it all done, and definitely a good and willing tackler. All right, that is it for our headlines brought to you by Lakespur Marketing. Up next, we've got our tailgate talk brought to you by our friends at Real Truck. It's a Friday. Maybe a little free game Friday from our guy, Mr. Timmy Walton. All right, welcome back in to the Bobby Carpenter Show. And this was from last Friday. It was a little chilly last Friday, but our guy Tim Walton threw it out there. We've got Good Friday here. We got Easter coming up, so make sure everybody go have a happy Easter, great Easter weekend. Please like, subscribe, leave your comments, all that good stuff for us that we always ask you to do. And now we get a chance to hear our guy, Schlegs, Mr. Tim Walton, on a free game Friday, the component to success.
What's the component to success? What's the component to success? Is it the way you think, the people you meet? What makes you your best? Is it how hard you work, the people you impress, or how much you invest? To succeed, you must overcome your fears, battle your own greed, comfort your comfort.
Cut that!
What's the component to success? Is it the way you think, the people you meet? What makes you your best? Is it how hard you work, the people you impress, or how much you invest? To succeed, you must overcome your fears, battle your own greed, conquer your own demons, come up short, second guess everything you believe in, survive through the suffering until you figure out the meaning. Go hard to the moment that you start to bring the cream in. You may lose sleep, but it's gonna feel like you're dreaming.
I love it, Schlegs. Those guys give him a hard time. That's they love him. He loves them. And a little nugget there for you, Schlegs, heading off into the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tim, the biggest thing to me on that is the components of the success that he talked about was the investment. And I think too many times people are looking for the shortcut. And we had Cody Simon on here, and he talked about the process. Like, there is no shortcut. It is the investment. It is greatness is the accumulation of great days. It's stacking days, counting sideways. Like, it's all of those things, right, that we talk about. And I know we saw earlier about the guys making fun of him, but like Tim does a great job of like thinking about how he can maximize each and every one of these guys, regardless of the value that they put on the field. Because at the end of the day, as a team, they are all valuable. And he's trying to develop young men that are going to eventually be fathers of a household. And that's how Tim thinks and why I respect him so much.
Absolutely. And so that's a big deal. It's a great one. And it's something that Tress talked about, and we don't have time to get into it in today's show because he had a great one all about the team, about developing humans going through adversity. And that's stuff that Tim was talking about there, trusting the process, understanding what it's all about. So we'll dive into that next week when we got a little bit more time to be able to take a look at it and let that open up and breathe somewhat, Schlegs. So that'll be a good one that we can dive on into. But also, we've got our dude of the week. And you know what? When you've had a week like this and you've got one guy who stands above the rest, normally it's dudes of the week. It's just going to be one this week. We'll share who that is here coming up next. All right, welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. And Schlegs, you can take the dude of the week. I got some unbelievable numbers for you that we'll break down with this, but the guy who won the Masters, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, Rory McIlroy, I mean, to win the Grand Slam, to be of 5 guys that have ever done that. And more importantly, it was his 11th attempt to win that. Everybody else was like 1 or 3. And again, we've heard, right, the whole thing about Ohio State football in 2024 was the ability to handle adversity and to come together and to finally see him get it done in a position where he had to gather himself multiple times on the same day, double bogey, going in, now going to a playoff, win the playoff. That's what it's all about. That's what why sports are so special. Go ahead, Bob. Hit us with some nuggets.
So he's the first guy to ever win the Masters with 4 double bogeys. I mean, think about that. Like the up and down of his round, unbelievable. The fact that he was able to kind of salvage all that, get done what he needed to get done, just absolutely wild. Final round on 15, 16, and 17, what Rory did, hit his approach shot on 15 to 6 feet from 207 yards. On 16, hit it to 9 feet from 170. And on 17, 196 yards, hit it to 2 feet from the pin. the chances of a pro tour player hitting each of those shots as close as he did, basically 2%, 8%, 0.37%, to hit all three of them in a row, about 1 in 30,000 for a professional golfer, not you or me, those guys. He did that. He missed his putt on 18 after a great chip. I would have emotionally melted down, hammered up, got done what he did, watched Justin Rose hit a great approach shot, and he said, hold my beer. I'm going to put one on him, right on it. He hit the birdie, won the hole. Kudos to Rory McIlroy, man, because this is a guy, Schlegs, who had a chance to win it one year, I think 15 or 16, leading coming into the weekend, or leading coming into Sunday.
Yeah.
Shot a 43 on the back nine.
Yeah, 80 in that round.
He has been through it all, the highs, the lows, and to see him come through this and being like a working man's kid, and the stories about him and his parents and the sacrifice they had, I'm really happy for that guy. He's due to the week. Way to get it done. Have a great weekend. Have a great Easter, and we'll see you again on Monday.